Hello, my name is Lily Archive, and today we are talking about Season 7, Episode 6 of Welcome to Plathville. Now, this episode is called The Birds and the Bees, and there was quite a bit of Barry creepiness that we need to get into. I have my notes. Let's get ready.
It's really fake and gay. And I am actually an expert on all matters that are fake and gay.
So, Scene 1, we're working on the farm. Barry, Amber, Ethan, and Isaac are prepping the farm for the wedding, which is just 4 weeks out. So at this point, we are in January at this point. Barry is asking Amber about their trip to Bokeh from last episode. Amber and Ethan will not be back to visit due to how Veronica treats Micah. Isaac said she is too much like Olivia. Oh my God, can we please stop talking about Olivia? Barry says he doesn't think Veronica is a liar, which was, her original gripe was that Mariah lied about her and then Barry called her a liar. Ethan says Veronica just wants a feud just like Olivia did. I don't think that's what Olivia wanted. Again, why are we bringing up Olivia? Barry said Kaylin and Tegan are the opposite of Olivia and Veronica. So that's Olivia Plath counter mentioned by the Plaths. Number 3. By All Natural Born Plath. They only mentioned her 3 times, so I'm kind of proud of her, but they did front load it this episode. All in Scene 1, we mentioned Olivia 3 times. Now, then we have something really interesting, in my opinion, at the very end. Isaac says if Veronica causes problems at the wedding, he will step in. I think that's foreshadowing, truly, the fight that Isaac and Micah get into that led to Micah's broken nose. Okay, Scene 2, we're back in Bokeh. Veronica and Micah took some time apart after their fight in last episode. Veronica asked Micah not to call her overly emotional. She says Olivia had the same issue. Micah says he does listen, but then Veronica twists his words when he actually begins to speak. So these two are really on different pages. They see their relationship extremely differently. They're both having issues. And then Micah says Veronica called him a spineless worm and a weak little man before, in an argument. And Veronica was basically like, yeah, I said that. So then we take a break from the fighting and we go to Scene 3, which is wedding dress shopping. First of all, this must be out of order because I'm honestly surprised she didn't order her wedding dress even before the proposal, since they had all this planning kind of going. Honestly really shocked about that. So Lydia, Kim, and the 3 little girls show up at the shop, and Mariah is late, of course. Lydia wants a dress with sleeves that she can run in, and I'm assuming dance, because they always are talking about dancing. Amber says she can see herself getting married one day, but she is not in a rush like some people. Amber is kind of shady. She seems like a sweet girl, but she's shady a little bit. Kim says she's taken aback about how fast it's going, but she is happy for Lydia. And then Lydia tries on her first dress, and Mariah still isn't there. And then quickly we go to Scene 4, where we're back in Boca Raton. I'm very bored with watching Micah and Veronica fight. Honestly, it's the same thing over and over again. I like to watch her fight with other members of the family, not with Micah, because Micah's just not saying anything. Micah's either so done with this, or he doesn't want his anger or his reactions being filmed, because he literally says nothing. So Veronica shares she feels in fight or flight when with the Plath family. In a talking head, Micah says he isn't sure how to know when it's time to walk away. And then we're kind of done with that, and we don't see much of them for the rest of the episode. Then we're back to shopping in Scene 5. After Lydia tries on a few dresses, she tries on Kim's dress. And girl, I feel like this is kind of bad luck. We saw how your parents' marriage went. I feel like it's bad luck to try on your... Is that a thing? Is it bad luck to try on somebody's wedding dress that is divorced? I don't know. And then after she tries on, several dresses, we see her try on at least 4 that they actually showed and didn't edit out. Mariah finally shows up. I'm like, girl. And she was talking about how she doesn't like love and doesn't like weddings. It's like, girl... why do we gotta be so depressed all the time? Why do we have to, live in it? So then Kim says Zac doesn't care about the dress and he just wants to take her out of it. And I'm like, okay, why do we need to talk like this? And then for Scene 6, we're at Barry's house. Mariah is packing to move to Montana. Apparently, Mariah has been living at Barry's house recently, which I had no idea. I just assumed she lived on her own like Lydia does. And then Amber and Mariah have a really sweet moment where they're talking about how they wish that they could see each other as they see them. Did I say that right? So Mariah is talking about how she sees herself so poorly, and Amber's like, no, I see you in such a great light. And then Mariah's like, I see you that way too. And it was honestly really sweet. And I'm really starting to like Amber. She's becoming, I think, a main character now that they kind of see that, hey, we're going to have to be done with Veronica, done with Olivia. We need more characters because sometimes the Plath children, like natural born children, can be a little boring. So I think that this is going to be Amber turning it into a main character, although I don't know how I feel about that. She's only 16. However, I think that's how old Mariah was when she started, but of course, look how that's turned out. Amber says she's not affected by Veronica like Mariah is. Mariah is leaving just 4 weeks before the wedding and will be back from Montana. She has a place to stay, but no job in Montana, which is interesting. So then scene 7, and this scene was kind of the most interesting to me. It was a hard watch, but it was interesting to me. We're at Kim's house. Kim and Barry are meeting with Zac and Lydia. I love when they make Kim and Barry interact because it is so awkward, and Barry just wants to do his kind of like cringe shit, and then Kim is like looking at him like he's making Kim look kind of normal, which is kind of crazy in this scene. They also all drink a glass of champagne, which I didn't know Lydia drank. Maybe I missed out on that. And then they mentioned that the Wise family and the Plath family haven't met yet, and then Lydia says that Zac's family is very similar to him, very bubbly, very friendly, very dad jokey kind of people. So then the first kiss is brought up, and then Barry gets so fucking creepy. He goes on and on about all the firsts they're gonna have and keeps on like raising his eyebrows and like wink wink, giggle giggle. Barry said it will be hard not to have kids super quickly, but they say, no, we want to wait. And Barry said, Lydia is biologically wired right now to like just want a baby since she's in her early 20s. And it's like, Barry, can we not? Like, are you telling them to wait and that's like why you're concerned? Or like, do you want them to have a baby? It's like a very odd conversation. Kim says she and Lydia will talk about contraception methods. Okay. And then Barry's like embarrassing everyone, especially Kim. Like there's a few like little side cuts that Kim does to him that's actually really funny. So then Kim and Barry are pretty much trying to give them the talk, but they're literally 21 and 23 years old. I think they can figure it out. So then Barry and Kim start making jokes about box and like oral sex, and it's very odd, and I didn't like it. Honestly, this episode was one of the more boring ones of the season. I am really looking forward to the next couple episodes. I believe the last 2 episodes I did see are of Lydia's wedding and kind of like the aftermath of all of that. So that'll be really interesting to see. I think that we only have 10 episodes this season. But then we saw what's coming up next. So Lydia and Zac actually take Micah up on his offer and they visit him in Bokeh. And then Lydia has a little talk with Veronica by the pool, and she's trying to tell her without directly saying it, like pretty much like bug off, don't cause drama at my wedding. But she's being really nice and Lydia about it. Then Veronica accuses Tegan of having an OnlyFans, and then Veronica and Micah go to couples therapy. Micah apparently looked up a brother's girlfriend's naked photos, but they don't say who the girlfriend is. I would assume it's Tegan. Now, I don't know if Tegan has an OnlyFans. I really don't care, and I feel like it would be a hard thing to even find. I haven't seen anything about it on Reddit. Honestly, it's just very odd. And if Micah is looking up her photos, like, what is the context? So I'm very interested to see in these next couple episodes, girl, why are you looking up your brother's girlfriend's naked photo? I'm also interested to see how couples therapy goes and like how the therapist like reacts to their dynamic. So we will see.
Just it's really fake and gay. And I am actually an expert on all matters that are fake and gay.